Start streaming. Okay. Sure, I'll do that. Whoops. I can hear myself. That's a good sign. Whoa, if you're watching here, you might wonder what's going on. So I am about to watch Taskmaster. I am the rat of all trades, also Task Rat, and evil super criminal, mad scientist, artist, musician, uh, lawyer. Not yet. I should get into lawyering. That might be a good addition to my arsenal. But anyway, um, in 30 minutes, I will be watching the next episode, which is already out, so no spoiling it yet because I haven't seen it. But we will talk a little bit about episode 4. And then move over to Ratreon, where we can watch it live without YouTube trying to tell us that's illegal. So, yeah, that'll happen in 30 minutes. Just a moment before I start talking about stuff. I need to fix something real quick. Oh, that was real quick. Yep, already fixed. Okay. Oh, and do I have task chat somewhere? Not task chat, YouTube chat. Everything's task related. Just making sure I can see if someone's talking. I don't believe anyone's here now, but I will be prepared. Oh? There it is. Okay. Well, you want to know everything I've got here, all of these TaskRat stats, which I have not yet found a better name for it. I haven't really been keeping up with that, but I did figure out all of the numbers I needed to add this week, so there's a whole bunch of numbers. I still want to color code this sometime, but before we talk about last week's episode, let's talk about all of you who aren't here yet. I guess I should probably do this at the end, but right now it's the first in line. If you watch my streams and you go to Ratreon and you watch those streams, you will get points. I am giving out points to the most clever and intelligent and discussion having commenters because that's cool. It makes the stream more fun. All right. And we've got two little rodents tied in first place right now. And I bet they're both going to be here later today. But we'll see. And I now have a prize for it. I announced it last week. Whoever wins, whoever gets the most by 9 episodes will be able to join me in the 10th episode. Because more of the same is a good reward, I believe. I've seen that in like businesses, I think. I've seen that happen in businesses where like someone gets a whole lot of work done. Like for instance, the work here is coming to every stream I do and talking a whole bunch, and then they get rewarded by having to do more of it. So I think that's going to work. Okay. Um, but oh, I should put some more space between here. Fantasy Taskmaster. I did really well last week. If you don't know, that's on the Taskmaster app. You answer questions before the show, and I did not have a great start. You answer questions before the show about how you think it's gonna go, and I did not have a great start, but let me add my name here. The last 2 episodes went really well, and I've predicted the winner of the episode 3 episodes in a row. So, yeah, let's see how that goes this week. The problem is I don't remember who I picked because I picked it like a week ago. As soon as I finished episode 4, as soon as I finished watching it, I'm pretty sure I picked one of the girls. So we'll see. Because Kumail and Joel did really well in episode 4, both of them. So I feel like they're probably not going to have a good episode twice in a row. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting, so I'm not picking either of them. And then I maybe Armando will win an episode eventually. I don't see it happening right now, but yeah, that just leaves the girls. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I'm doing okay there. Hitman, Task Rat. Yeah. 10 points. What's next? Episode scores. I am scoring this series. These points, by the way, are the extra points that I decide not to give out to the contestants. If I have any left, and I usually have a couple left. Well, every episode so far, I've had at least one left. Then I'll give them to you. But my scores versus Greg's scores. I actually wrote something wrong, right? So I am scoring these differently from Greg. And my way is obviously the better way because Greg's scoring sucks sometimes. All right? Mine is superior. Although I got Kumail had pretty much an almost perfect episode. I do think I gave him like one too many points that episode. But anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. In the last task, the live task, I gave, let's see. Yeah, I gave 4 points to the team of 2 and 6 points to the team of 3. I accidentally swapped these two numbers at first. So I thought this was 16 and 13, and that's what I announced at the end of last episode. So that was wrong. That is the first time in like 5-ish series of these reactions I've done, where I've tallied it up and double checked and still gotten it wrong. I've been double checking those, but like that's 1 out of like 50 so far. So 2% error rate. Meh. Anyway, what that resulted in is Armando's doing even worse than I thought. I thought he got his best score ever of 13, but no, it's 11, and he has a some of 40. He's got a 10-point average per episode. Let's look at the series scores. Greg's here. It's a 2-lady race. Even though both Joel and Kumail did really well that episode, the 2 ladies still got 16 and 17, so there's going to be super hard to catch them. I don't see any of the men winning this series. Maybe if one of the girls gets unlucky, somebody else can swipe second place, but I doubt any of the men can beat both of the girls. But in my version, well, you can see by the differences here, I've been really consistent. I've been consistent in giving Joel and Kumail more points than Greg does, and the other 3 fewer points. Some of the most consistent that I've been, so hats off to me, I guess. I don't know what that means really, but yeah, you can see it's much closer here. 3 people within 3 points, and then Joanna's not far behind. Armando, I like him a lot, but he's really gonna struggle. He's really been struggling, rather. Okay, So, let me take a short break and just check. Doesn't look like anyone's watching, so I just want to. I'm pretty relaxed today. I'm not going to be super needy on, oh, I need people to watch me, but I just want to make sure that everything's all right and that I'm not getting viewers naturally. Like, that's naturally happening and not that I've done something wrong and no one can see my stream or something. I think everything's fine. So, I'm not popular today. I'll be popular next week. That'll work. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I'm really enjoying all three men, Joel and Kumail. I'm giving a lot of points to. I think they deserve them. I think Joanna has been way overscored. We'll see one thing in this last episode. This 3. I gave Joanna 2 for the make something exciting task. And Greg gave her 5 points, which is one of the most outrageous things I've heard Greg do. That one task, I mean, Joel and Kumail are only 1 apart, but still, it's crazy that Kumail got only 4 for that. That was a wild, crazy ostrich chase. Where the ostrich was watching Alex sleep, and that's one of the best things I've seen on Taskmaster. That that feels like it should be an iconic moment, and yet I don't know. I think just the fact that Greg scored it as a 4 and didn't seem to love it as much as it deserved, I think that means people aren't going to remember it as much. I'm kind of jumping all over the place here. Let me go task by task, prize task. Best 2 things that become something even better when combined. Apart from Joel, I think everybody missed here. I'm not going to say too much about this because I think I said most of the stuff I wanted to say during the episode. I haven't had any big revelations since then. But Joel even I didn't think was amazing. I thought it was good. But like it's harder because it's not 2 physical things. It's just audio. And I don't know. But some of the other items like Amy's, the glove, and the fork, I'd say neither of those 2 things got better by combining them. I gave her 1 point. Joanna's really only brought in 1 thing. The Pop Rocks, which are good. I like food, and they change when they touch your tongue. But she brought in a fake tongue. That's not gonna do anything. So I didn't like that. Kumail at least brought food, and I'd probably like it. So we got 3 points for that. But Armando got really lucky there with 4, and then Joel actually brought something in that was decent. And I could have listened to the song after the episode. That might have been cool. I did that a couple episodes ago with what was it? Yeah, after the bagpipe task, I put on like a 2-minute video. I think that was only like 1-minute video. A 1-minute video by Louis Zong about some alphabet words. Anyway, musical words. Of course, alphabet words. All words are alphabet. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway. Next one, make something boring, exciting. I liked. Okay, I scored that one if you haven't seen it, with a multiplication system, the same one that they did in Series 20, Episode 1, with the disgusting task. Do something that sounds disgusting, but isn't, but is actually nice. So they combined a multiplication score of how disgusting it sounded and how nice it was. So that's how I did this task. I scored it with boring and exciting. And there's no way Joanna was going to get, maybe she'd get 3 points maximum. There's no way she'd get 5 points that way. Greg really dropped the ball that. But because she was starting with herself being boring, which is not true. Honestly, the two ladies are my least favorite this series for whatever reason, but I mean, I'm enjoying them. They're definitely not boring. If there's anything Joanna is, that's not boring. So she got a pretty low score there. And I liked Armando's idea. The multiplication system, he got 10 for his boring idea, but then like 1 or 2 for making it exciting. So I'm trying to think of what I would do. If I came up with doing something with a Dewey Decimal System, that might be cool. And I'd make it like a tournament and have judges holding up numbers and some sort of physical activity that subjects needed to do to impress the judges. I was thinking stuff like extreme sports, make it an extreme sport somehow. I think I would have smashed that task. Even if I didn't do Dewey Decimal System, I would have chosen something boring, like maybe drinking tea or something. And I would have had a big fanfare for it and like a whole jug of tea that you just like sloshed the contestant with or something. I don't know. I think that could have been really fun. And again, I talked about some of that during the episode. I think Nico was watching there and he said like yeah, do something with sports commentary. That would do really well. Okay. Work out what food is under the cloche. That's the third task. We scored the same way. That was... Well, I'll tell you what this line is. This is my obfuscation points. I have 5 bonus points to give. And I gave 1 to both Amy and Kumail since they didn't get a hint. I could have given just -1 to Joanna. But I could have done it either way. But that's my only change to this score was Kumail and Amy both got 1 more point. And then I gave Kumail another point basically because I felt so sorry for him only getting 4 and 2 here. I thought his ideas were good. And then the actual food he brought in wasn't great, but I loved the idea. So he got an extra point for kind of no reason. And then Joel got the point for the title. I'm claustrophobic. That's what I did. Chose for the title. Okay. It's 9:50 already. Is there... Oh, yeah, there's more tasks to talk about before we begin. But in 10 minutes, we will be moving over to Ratreon to watch the new episode where we don't have to worry about YouTube's stuff. Oh. What was this task? It was, well, yeah, it was to complete the 3 tasks in the lab, which had to do with a balloon and aluminum foil, tin foil, and sweets and dice and spinning around and all of that. Everyone had something different they had to say at the end of their thing. So, like, mate, or I am Kumail Nanjiani. But I was kind of expecting that to change depending on which of the three things they picked, which means I was surprised that there ended up being 5 different things. I'm guessing that instead of each task being the same for each person, it had to be different for each person because they came up with 5 different things for them to say at the end of their sentences. Say or do at the end of the sentences. But I wonder if there were actually 15 different things and we only saw 5 of them. Maybe. I don't know. And those extra rules, yeah, I gave the exact same points there as Greg. I like being a little bit evil when I'm scoring, but at the moment I just didn't care about like Joel not saying every single sentence. Okay, not adding his 2 words at the end of every single sentence. I just didn't care, and I thought it was funny with the red suite and Armando's yellow suite. So yeah. And what I've heard other people saying is those extra rules really are extra. They're just there to annoy you. That's not the task itself. It's a stipulation to the task. So those ones, the rule makers or the rule judges can be a little more lenient on. So there we go. Live task was like that. But yeah, here's my scores, Greg's scores. It's really just that one subjective task where we score differently, but man, did that make a difference. Okay. And my bonus points as always. It's good that I do that, or otherwise, sometimes we might be scoring the exact same. Okay, the team live task was fine. There was charades. I thought this was a really good episode, but it was a weak ending. I don't have much to say about that. I wrote one word here in my notes. I wrote serviceable. Okay. It is 9:54. Do I have anything else to say? I don't see. And here I am. I said I wasn't going to be needy, and I'm not. But I'm just saying I'm noticing nothing zilch in the chat. But I'm hoping that my semi-regulars will join me at Ratreon in about 5 minutes. There's a link in the description. I do see a couple people are watching now. No idea who it is. You should join me. We're going to watch Taskmaster. Why wouldn't you want to watch Taskmaster? I'm calling you out, but not by name because I don't know. And that's okay. That's okay. Whoa. I'm kind of just wasting a couple minutes now. I could just stop now and get that started, but what else can I say? We'll talk about the contestants a little bit. What's this? So you just got a suggestion from YouTube. The audio stream's current bitrate 0. is lower than the recommended bitrate. What does that mean? Open widget? What? What? Does this stream suck? Is that what's happening? Does my voice not come through? Who knows? Again, I'm kind of just wasting time. I was going to talk a little bit about the contestants. Amy and Joanna, the ladies, have stood out the least to me. I think particularly Amy. Like, she is competent, and she's made a. I liked the her make something boring exciting thing. I liked that. I've liked her subjective tasks. She does fade into the background a little bit. Yeah, but I'm enjoying her. And then Joanna, I am unnecessarily mad about, mostly because of not her fault, but mostly Greg's fault for overscoring her. But that means I don't want her to win now. And she won that first live task when I was really rooting for Kumail, and I really thought he was going to get it. So, yeah, I've got a grudge against her, which isn't really her fault. But, that's fine. I'll be mad at her anyway. Why not? Okay, now it says my stream's excellent. Good, thanks, YouTube. Okay, it's 9:58. I think I will, move this over to Ratreon. Let me just double check that the link is there in the description. This is still fairly new to me. Yeah, it says that is going to start in 1 minute and 20 seconds. 18 seconds now. 1 minute, 16 seconds now. Might take an extra minute because I just need to make sure to switch some stuff. But I am going over to Ratreon now. Click the link. This stream is over. Or it will be in like 10 seconds. I'm going to stop streaming.